Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your girl Andy Crimson and this is Mukbangs and Hangs. Today we are doing something a little bit differently. We are having a frozen dinner. I kind of got it in my head that maybe I want to do like a mini series, do like a frozen dinner review. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the frozen foods. There was a time in my life where I was like getting like the frozen Chinese food and that was pretty good. But I don't think I've had Marie Callender's. So I'm trying this with you guys for the first time. And today we've got Swedish meatball bowl. I was heating it up. It smelled really good. It's still steaming. Check that out. And I've got some corn chips and I've got my water bottle. So I'm gonna just take a photo real quick. I can do this one. Alrighty, get this out of the way. And today, guys, I want to talk about House of the Dragon season finale, a whole season, how I feel about it. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Let's get into this. See if I can have a meatball. Some pasta. It's still pretty hot. All right, guys, here we go. First bite, Swedish meatballs from Marie Callender's. Okay. I must admit, when I was thinking about doing this, I was like, I know I'm probably not going to have a great time with some of these frozen dinners, but first bite going pretty well. Let's see. Now, I'm not sure what kind of sauce Swedish meatballs are supposed to have, but it's fairly creamy. I was surprised. And the meatballs are pretty good. Let me know if you guys typically eat some frozen dinners, if you've got like a favorite brand. I swear, I was thinking about doing this and like all these ads started coming up for Stouffer's and Banquet and stuff. So we'll see what'll be next. Dip it. So guys, it's over. House of Dragon is over. Season 1 is complete. And I don't think I've ever been more satisfied with a show. Especially one that kind of came with a predecessor. And then one that failed at that. Now, since I'm a book reader, I kind of already know what's going to happen, but it's just like the way the show writers portray it, because the whole thing with Fire and Blood and House of the Dragon is that it's told from 3 different perspectives and not the most reliable sources. Like, they're biased or they embellish a lot of things. So there's a lot left up to interpretation, despite the fact that some ends have already been written. So, with that being said, I was surprised, and I'm also surprised that I didn't get as emotional as I thought I was going to be. I can say right off the bat, I had a lot of tension. I mean, I was so excited to see some of my favorite characters back on the screen because in the previous episode, it was all Team Green. Now we're on Team Black. And in classic Game of Thrones fashion, if you're not familiar, like they show you like a soft part of a certain character or like an extended scene. They open with that because they know at the end it's probably not going to go very well. While this is good, I think maybe it could have used a little bit of more like seasoning, some pepper flavor maybe. Other than that, it's decent. As I keep going along. Me, I love a pasta that's just like packed with meats, packed with flavor. This one's a little bit more, if I had to like choose on a scale, it's more on the bland side versus like a super colorful one. Anyways, I've been loving seeing Rhaenyra as a mother figure. She's very understanding, inclusive, very kind. Contrasting to the way Alicent is as a parent, and it's kind of not her fault, but it also shows that you have choices. Just because you were brought up a certain way doesn't mean you have to act out a certain way with your children. And then I want to talk about this telepathic spiritual link that Targaryens seem to have with their dragons. And when Rhaenyra is going through her miscarriage and she's in pain, like I loved they included the flashes of Syrax roaring also in agony with her. I thought that was super unique and interesting. And I'm really glad that they showed kind of not opposition of Princess Rhaenys, but she's just like a very much proud, respectable woman in her own right. So she doesn't necessarily like rush to bend the knee to Rhaenyra. She doesn't swear allegiance right away. She wants to consult with her husband and kind of steer him straight. And as you know, Rhaenyra's crowned king and people are trying to edge her to war, she's seeing that Rhaenyra doesn't want to just go headfirst into something like this, even though she would be completely in the right to do so. Another surprising twist or scene would be towards Daemon. Everybody's in love with Daemon, myself included, to some respect, you know. He pulls a move that I don't justifying it, but I kind of get where he was coming from, because Rhaenyra doesn't want to go to war. She starts talking about this prophecy that her father told her about, which Daemon has no idea. Daemon's all hot-blooded. He essentially starts like choking her and like gets her to see like, you cannot believe in these prophecies. You cannot be concerned with the weight of the world when right now our immediate problem is getting the throne back. So you just kind of see more of his ambitious side come out, where before he was just like really placated, being the family man, you know, Rhaenyra's prince consort. So I thought that was really interesting. I don't hate him or love him more or less for anything that he does, because this, like I said before, this show is all about great characters. Now, the pivotal climactic moment out of all this episode was, of course, this growing dread, this foreshadowing with Prince Luke and his dragon, you know, and his confrontation or would-be confrontation with his uncle, Aemond, and his dragon. And so it's so heartbreaking that Rhaenyra sends her youngest son up there to somewhere so close. And she figures he's going to be safe, he'll return shortly, nothing's going to happen, but nobody anticipated Vhagar showing up with Aemond. So I knew, because I'm a book reader, that Luke was going to die. But I like how it wasn't like I assumed it was going to be. Oh, Aemond still has this hatred for him for cutting out his eye. He just wanted to kill him. But you see how it wasn't the people, and how Viserys' words kind of echoed well, where he said, people should have never messed with dragons. It's a power that's untamable. And you see that because, you know, whether Arax picked up on Luke's feelings of helplessness or fear, he shot a fireball right in Grandma Vhagar's face. Vhagar didn't take lightly to that disrespect. So she did not listen to Aemond as he's trying to like rein her in, basically. And she just goes to chomp him up. So that was interesting, and I like how that was played out. but I wasn't shocked per se. I guess I wasn't as attached to Luke as I thought. But I did have some emotional feelings for Rhaenyra when she's going through her miscarriage and she's being crowned queen despite, you know, having her throne taken away from her, where she has followers, she has people behind her. And at the end, when she gets the news, like she's changing. You can see it in her shoulders. This woman that was holding back, trying to keep the realm together peacefully as much as possible, learns that her son has passed away. Like, there's no holding her back now. Very much Daenerys energy. Especially that we have that line in there where she's at her Black Council and they're telling her to go to war, and she says, "I don't want to be Queen of Ash and Bone," which echoes what Daenerys says in Game of Thrones. She doesn't want to be Queen of the Ashes. But we know how that turned out in the show anyway. And I have to say, I'm thoroughly, very, very impressed with HBO House of the Dragon. Like I said, I have not been this behind a show. I've never felt this way. You know, Stranger Things is cool, but this is something else. I've always been from House Targaryen. I've always had this affinity with dragons and this sort of fantasy-based stories and movies and shows. So they're on the right track, and I'm hoping that this streak of success continues. It was the most viewed, I don't know what the stat was, most viewed episode, most viewed finale. The viewership was super high, even though there was like really big sports games on HBO. All the attention was on House of the Dragon. So yeah, let me know what you all think, if you've seen it, if you don't care, or if you have another show that you're really, really into, that you're really passionate about. I would like to know. I'm going to talk about it. So, we just got a few more days until my band's gig on Saturday. I'm really excited. I feel fairly confident, you know. I was watching some playback footage of some practices. I'm like, okay, I got this. And, you know, the whole point is just to have fun, having an experience. I haven't been on stage in quite a bit in front of people. Right now, I'm not worried about nerves. I think I'll be okay. I think, well, because I've been doing karaoke here and there, like in public. And so it's not necessarily the stage fright of the people. I think it's because I kind of organized this event for us, and that's my nerves. It's like, oh, is everything gonna go well, and when's the sound guy getting there, and it's like logistical things that happen to like an organizer. But I'm excited, and hopefully some people will take some footage and I'll post it. So if you're in the Valley and you have nothing to do this Saturday, come to Alamo, Texas. Come to 707 Coffee House. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to try to round this up into a last bite. There's 2 pieces of meatball in here. I guess it doesn't want to be. I have 1 little bite left. One last little meatball and some sauce. Last bite. There's still some sauce down in here. So, while surprisingly good for the first few bites, this one is not going to win any awards, I can tell you that much. And like, what is the standard? Well, how much can you expect from a frozen meal, right? It's just supposed to get the job done. It's just supposed to fill you up. But why can't it be just like a step further than that? I don't know if there's any other Marie Callender's dishes that might be better than the Swedish meatballs. If you've had them, let me know. But, I mean, it wasn't terrible. But like I said, it was just missing like a little extra kick for it being such a plain dish. So it's like bordering 4.5, 5 out of 10. Like it gets the job done, right? But it's not particularly like super good. At least like after each forkful, each spoonful. Oh well. But now I know, and now you know. I don't know how often I'll do the frozen food reviews. Maybe like, what was it, 2 a month? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And put your recommendations for me down below in the comments. And I guess that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Thank you for sitting and eating and chilling with me. Let me know if you got any thoughts about House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, or anything else you're doing right now. I want to know what y'all are up to. Any frozen meal dinner requests, reviews. Anyhow, that's going to be it for me, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye!